Hi! Do you play Minecraft?
Well, they clicked on this video, so clearly they do.
Do you have an annoying friend who comes into your base and steals all your stuff when you're not there?
That's oddly specific. You're not referring to me, are you?
Does this friend make you want to blow up your world with TNT and you wish they would leave and they never invite you to their parties or go to the cinema with you when you ask or...
Calm down. It was one time, alright? I thought I'd already invited you.
No, you don't care about me. Look, you just use me to get stuff, like diamonds and everything. You do it in real life as well.
Look, come on. We're trying to make a video here. Let's forget it and carry on, alright?
Then you need a secret base, so you can hide from this person forever.
Right, that's too far.
Secret bases are all the craze right now, and for good reason too. So I wanted to show you all how to make your very own secret base. Whether you wanted to hide stuff in it, or just to give you something to do. By the end of this video, you should be able to do just that. So let's get to it. Every single secret base needs a trigger. In this video I'm going to show you a range of them, most of which you can hide wherever you want in your base. The first one here is the cauldron, and it actually detects when there's water and when there isn't. So you can have this, say, just in a kitchen or something, and then by taking the water out it will open up and you can have your secret base beyond there. The second is a lectern, and these actually also give out redstone outputs, and the higher the page, the stronger the signal, so you could have it where the redstone goes all the way over here and you've got a detector here which links to your door, so it only opens when you get to the late stages of the book. The next one uses a hoe, and it works by detecting the change in this block here to send an output. As you can see, it sends output out. When I come to actually show you how to build this, there is extra stuff you'll need to add to make sure it doesn't fire twice and break your door. By putting a block above a shulker box, you can actually fall through it when you open it, meaning it can work really well as an entrance to your secret base. Item frames are also a really good trigger as they don't really stand out, and you can actually vary the stage. You can actually vary the stage of this redstone pulse. So by having the trigger over here, you'd have to have the item frame turned so far for it to actually get to the door. The last one here actually has a few variants as well. This one I've got here means that, say this is in your corner of your room, it can be wherever you want. You can throw the item, the key above it, and it will send a pulse out. You might have missed that then. If we just throw it on, you can see the pulse fires there. So it doesn't actually have to have anything visible as a trigger. The way it works is there's just an item filter here, so you've got some named items here that aren't going to mess it up, and you've got your key here, and basically as soon as there's one more put in here, it will open the hopper below and send a pulse out by detecting it coming through this hopper. This also works with a barrel or a furnace, so say if you want to smelt something that gives you iron nuggets, such as like a pickaxe or a helmet, that will also open this door. Or if you just want to have a barrel on top, I recommend not using a chest because you can actually sort of see the hopper. But say if you've got like loads of random stuff in here, like this is just a barrel that you're storing stuff in, if you put your key in, it will still open the door. But there's no point having a trigger if you don't have a door. This here is just a vertical 2x2 piston door, works with the lever. You can change it and add a T flip-flop in, which I'll also show you how to do.
It just means that instead of using a lever, you can use a button or a similar trigger like a hoe to open your door so it stays open.
However, what I feel is a much cooler door is the horizontal piston door, and here I actually do have the T flip-flop built just to show you that you can use a button as well. And then you've got your door that opens, closes here. Now as you see, you don't actually have to have this as an entrance to anything. You can just hide some chests underneath if you've got some valuable stuff. But I think it's a really good door that you can just open, jump down into your secret base. And if we come into my little house here, I'll actually show you that I've built one of these already. So if we just put our item in here, that will smelt and give us our key, we should see that it opens. So if we head on down here, we can see I have my secret base. I've set it up as well so that I've got a button down here to close it. I've not built any way to get out yet, but you could easily put like a flying machine here, or a bounce pad that might bounce you up. But because I'm in creative, I can just press the button and fly out. This secret base is not quite as it seems though, because I've built in yet another secret base. But I don't seem to have built anything. So let's extend this. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I was going to put a little farm here, but I thought, who wants a farm in a secret base? Well, everyone wants a swimming pool. Now I think it's pretty obvious where the secret door is. Now I've got a detector under here, and if we throw our little key in, you'll see that the door opens to the next section. So I changed it up a little bit. If we just go through again, I've actually extended the water out to here so that you can actually get back. And I thought this should be a storage room because we don't really have much storage yet. And the great thing about this is Shulker-Boxes blend in really well. So you could, oh, nothing under here. And actually if you put it in, you'll be the only one who knows which one leads down to the secret base. If I can remember. I can't actually remember which one it is now. I thought it was that one. Alright, yep, I've found it. It's one example of how you can hide the Shulker-Box entrance. Quite proud of this actually. Turned out quite nice. So now down here we have the last room in our secret base. Place to keep all our valuables. Loads of diamonds. I've made it quite dangerous just so it's a bit of a deterrent, isn't it? I mean, you're not going to want to try and steal everything if there's all this lava around. And how do you get out of here? Well, it's easy, it's just the button. So this is just how to build the cauldron trigger. It's really simple. You just want a cauldron in your room somewhere full of water. And then if you find the block that it's in front of, you just want to put a comparator coming out of it, and when there's water in it, it should be lit up like this if you've got it on the right block. From there you just want to put a bit of redstone and a repeater coming out of that, and then just connect up your redstone dust to your door. So as you can see, if you take the water out, it opens, and when you put it back in, it closes. If you want it so that when you put the water in it opens, all you need to do is break 2 of the dust here, put a block down and then a redstone torch coming out of it. So now you see if I take the water out it will close, and when I put it in it opens. It is very similar with the item frame, however this time you actually want it to be further out so that it doesn't open on all of them. And to have it open on the later stages, you just want it a few, probably about 5 or 6 redstone dust away, and that connected going straight into the side or the back of a block with the redstone torch on. The torch can be on top of it, it can be on any side, as long as the redstone's running into it, you're fine. This then obviously connects to the door. The exact same thing applies to the lectern. You just want a few redstone dust out. The more you have, the later on in the book you'll have to go to open it. And then it opens your door. If you do want it to only open later on in the book, you will just have to put some more redstone dust in, like that maybe, so that it doesn't open on the lower pages. I don't feel like there's any reason to show you how to build the Shulker-Box entrance. You just need a block, 2 blocks above the Shulker-Box, and a hole underneath it, like that. The hoe, however, is a little bit more complicated. I'm just going to build it slightly above the ground, but obviously if you're going to build it in real life you probably want it here. So you want the block you're going to be hoeing, and then behind that you want an observer. This obviously detects when it turns from dirt into farmland. Above that you want a block that is going to be the same as the wall, and then a piston, sticky piston behind it. You also want to make sure you've got a block here and some redstone dust underneath. Now here you've got the complete setup to actually turn it back into dirt, but now you need the trigger system. you just want a sticky piston here with an observer, and then an observer here. That means that when it fires, it turns the 2 pulses from the observer here, detecting it turn into farmland, then turning back into dirt, into 1. Coming out the back of this observer, you want a repeater on 4 tick delay, then you want a block here with a torch, another repeater, and 2 repeaters facing this way, facing this way and this way. This is quite important. Both need to be on 4 ticks. Then you want a singular block here with a torch coming out of it, which should power this, and 2 dust. I'll just show you this in action now. So if we hoe this, it turns this off, and if we hoe it again, it should turn it back on. This means we can just connect this up to our door, so that when we hoe it, it opens. If you want on the inside, you can put a button down and connect that to this block here, so you'll just have another repeater going into this, connected up to your button. I'll just show you that now. You want to make sure it doesn't connect to this though, because that will mess up your whole thing. So you just got your button connected to this, and you will see that it will turn it on, and if you press it again, it'll turn it off. Just letting you close it from the inside. So for your item detection system, you're just going to want your barrel, and below that you want a hopper facing in any direction except down. So you just do that by crouching and placing it on the block. You can then get rid of that block and place another hopper below that and another one below that. From there you just want to build out 2, place a comparator here and a piece of redstone dust here. From there you just want to build down like so, 2 across, 1 across this way and 1 up here. So you should have this triangle pattern here. You then want to put 2 redstone dust here and a repeater facing into this block. You then put a redstone torch on the other side. You then want to work out what key you're going to use. So for this I'm just going to rename these levers key, and you're going to need at least 41 of them. You're also going to need 4 other randomly named items. You then want to put these items in the hopper directly below your barrel, or whatever system you're using. And you should see that it drains them all until there's only 41 left. So that is your filter system done. Now you just need to get your detection system. So what you want is just a collection system at the bottom, just so it doesn't overflow. And then you want to build out from the hopper above it. You then want to put a redstone comparator coming out of that hopper, and a repeater, which will then lead onto your door. Like so. You obviously need the T flip-flop coming off of this detection system. Timestamp will be in the top left. And then that just leads straight onto whatever piston door you're using. So this is how to build your vertical 2x2 piston door. So with your door being here, you first just want to place 4 pistons here, 2 pistons here like that. Then you want to put your blocks of choice that are going to be part of the wall here. Just so it's clear, I'm just going to use smooth stone. You want to do the exact same thing on the other side. Then from there you just want to build over the top and back 3 blocks. You then want to place 2 repeaters here and here, both on 3 tick delay. You then want to build out the side here and just run redstone like that. Doing the same on the other side. From there you want to cover the entire top with redstone and build 2 blocks out here, staircasing down 3 blocks. From there you just want to put a redstone torch here, build 2 blocks down, another block down here, and run this along until you get in line with your door. You then want to build out 2 blocks here and build up so it's directly under where these pistons are going to be. Put 2 redstone torches, 2 repeaters running into the blocks underneath them, and then a redstone line to here. The last step is just to set up your trigger system, and by doing that you're just going to put a repeater running into this block here, and that will link up to whatever trigger system you want. Just for simplicity, I'm just going to use a lever. So this is the T flip-flop, and you'll need to add this to your design for the item filters and for the hoe. As you can see, if we just press the button, it turns it off, and if we press it again, it turns it on. If you are using a button, you can only use the stone buttons, because a oak or any sort of wood button actually has too long of a pulse, so it goes an entire circuit, not turning it off. There are other designs that would work with the button, but since we're just using it for triggers, this one's fine. So to build this, you just need to run a line from your trigger into a block with a redstone torch on the side, and that means whenever it is triggered, that torch will go off. Then you want to build out 3 blocks this way. Put a redstone repeater here, one facing this way on 4 tick, one facing this way on 4 tick. Build 2 blocks here, redstone torch, and then your redstone dust. I did forget to say that this must be on 4 ticks for it to properly work, especially if you're using an observer. So to make the horizontal piston door, you'll want to have a lot of room underneath so you can fit everything in. And then when you're at the point you want to build, you want to put 4 sticky pistons like this, just as with the other door. However, instead of having the other pistons here, they will instead be underneath. You then just want to build across and do the same on the other side. You then want to add the walls of your tunnel, build down and out like so, and put 2 repeaters on both sides like so. You then want to build 3 blocks out, put a torch here and 2 redstone dust here on both sides, making sure the torch is on the same side either way. You then want to come 2 blocks out the back and 3 blocks down, and then curve round like so. And it should look like that. You then want to put 2 repeaters here and fill the rest in with redstone dust. From here you just want to then come in missing a block here with a repeater, a block here with redstone torch on, block on top of that, and dust on top of that, although it didn't quite work because I've placed that in too soon. There you are. And if you build this on the other side as well, you'll have one side complete. To do the other side, you will have to come to the edge here, on either side, it doesn't matter, and build your line across. You will want a repeater in the middle, just to continue the pulse. Then you can do the exact same thing you did on the other side with your repeaters coming out here, going into the blocks with a redstone torch and the redstone dust. So with all 4 of these built on each corner, you then want to set them all to 3 ticks. So if we say this is the floor, then you want your lever to be preferably on the side where this line is. If you are using a lever, you don't need any T flip-flop, but if you aren't, you'll just need to add the T flip-flop here and have the output connecting to this. So as you can see here, I've just got a little T flip-flop set up. From there, I'll just connect it with the bottom. I have made one minor error actually. The two repeaters that are on the side of the trigger will need to be on 4, because as you see, this is also a repeater here which is slowing this down. So from there, this should work. There we are. Sorted. All in sync. As you can see, I've just used glass here just to make it easier for the redstone to come down. So that is the end of my secret base video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go away wanting to build your own secret base. And I hope that you can use some of the stuff you've learnt today to make it even cooler. I've been Big Dave. I'll see you in the next one.